Sometimes you think you are getting stronger, but you are actually just fighting yourself harder. Have you ever felt this way? You're working so hard, pushing yourself every single day, bracing yourself like a ball pulled to its absolute limit. But inside, you feel like you're about to explode from exhaustion. This overexertion, this intense inner friction, it's usually because you're trapped in the energy of the reversed chariot. If we look at the first journey again, the strength cards come right after the chariot. Now the chariot is about the willpower over instinct. It's that conquer at all cost energy. It's heroic. It's strong. It's exactly what we need when we're starting something new or trying to break free. In this stage, you are the driver. You're learning how to charge forward, how to set boundaries, how to stop being a victim of your circumstances and start mastering your fate. It's about pulling the chaos together, logic, emotion, light and dark, and forcing them to pull your courage towards a goal. But here's the catch. This mood comes with a heavy price: attrition. When you have to spend all your energy just to keep that I am strong mask on, the chariot becomes a war against yourself. It's brittle, it's tight, and eventually it leads to a total burnout. And then the fool realized that certain part of us, like a fear, desire, or deep anxiety, you can't just rip them out. Willpower has a ceiling, and if you just keep pushing, you're going to break. That's when we step into strength. Strength isn't about crushing those wild parts of yourself. It's about seeing them, acknowledging them, and letting that raw energy actually lead you to where you want to go. It reminds me of a Japanese RPG series called Persona. In that world, you play as a student by day, but at night, you summon these powerful warriors called personas. And the cool thing is, a persona is just the shadow that you have finally tamed. It's very Jungian. The idea is, when you have the courage to face the ugly part of yourself, that struggle transforms into your greatest power. Take the character Yusuke, for example. He starts off as this sunny, nice guy from the city. He's always trying so hard to be the hero. But under that mask, there's a shadow he's terrified of. And when he finally confronts his shadow, it screams at him, "You don't care about the justice, you are just bored and you want to be admired." At first, Yusuke denied it like crazy, but that denial just makes the monster stronger. It's suffocating him. Finally, he gives up the fight. He looks at that selfish, vain part of himself and says, "You're right, that is me." The second he owns it, the monster dissolves. It's turned into his persona, Chariot. All that energy he was using to hide his flaws, suddenly it's released. His ambitions isn't a secret anymore. It's his fear. He's not a fake hero anymore. He's a real person who knows he's selfish but chooses to love anyway. Now, in real life, this doesn't happen in a split second. It's a process. When we suppress these feelings like the chariot does for a long time, then it's become not very sustainable. They turn into toxins. They show up as a random rage, or anxiety, or even getting sick. The more you tighten up to block it, the more pressure builds up. You and your shadow are just pushing against each other. The harder you push, the harder it is pushed back. But when you admit, "Yeah, I have a dark side," that side stops being a scary monster and starts being just a part of you, something you can observe. Of course, admitting to selfishness or jealousy or any of our shadows requires immense moral courage. This acceptance isn't a light gesture. It's a process of self-shattering and reconstruction. One useful method for self-insight is to record your triggers immediately. What event or comments sparked this emotion? Anger, fear, feeling small? What past experience or traumas does this remind me of? And what is my core fear here? Is it abandonment or worthlessness? One valid question might be, why must we claim these shameful parts? I think because that is where our most primal and powerful life force is held. If we deny our aggression, we might become pushovers who can't set boundaries. If we deny our desires, we lose our upright drive. Shameful traits are often just raw forms of energy. Thinking underneath jealousy might be a desire for excellence. Underneath anger might be a desire for fairness. Without acknowledging the shadow, we are a chariot missing its engine. By claiming the shadow, we get our fuel back. Of course, claiming it doesn't mean letting it lead us. Admitting I'm jealous doesn't give me a license to be toxic. Acceptance is about reclaiming the energy, so that our reason can reallocate it more effectively. In my next video on strength, I'll share my experience from the Camino de Santiago and explore where its strength energy comes from. For now, I'll leave us with a few questions to reflect on. First, is there an emotion that keeps appearing when you are reluctant to admit to? Second, has there been a moment where you realized this emotion is in me, but it isn't all of me? Third, behind your least favorite emotion, is there a more primal, more honest desire? And last but not least, when I stop trying to prove I am not the kind of person, who do I choose to become? This is all I want to share in this video, and wish you all have a very nice weekend.